Hi guys, welcome to the Savvy Money Show with me, your host Sean. Today we're talking Spaqs, plays and all manner of things. Let's see how much time we have to get. Now we start with Spaq called AMCI Acquisition Core. Now at the start they didn't look too interesting. They were going into a copper company, but copper's mainly industrial, not too sexy. They still have that in the back pocket because then they were, if you remember, when they were 975, I spoke to you about how they were approaching a coal filter company or a green company who gets green benefits because they produce the air filters for a coal furnace. Now, the thing about these filters is coal isn't necessarily bad for the environment. What's bad is the refining of it. In order to refine it, it creates a lot of CO2. Now, if you have these filters on a refinery, then it takes out a lot of the CO2 and it can work fine. The UK coal industry was going to be fine in the future once it had these filters on. Problem is with these filters, one fire, the filters are destroyed and they're incredibly expensive. Now, this had had a letter of intent with these filters, I would have gone in because I know how much they sell them for. And considering Donald Trump had promised the coal industry that they would have a future, the only way they would have a future would be with these filters. Now, 975, you would have got at least $10 back if they didn't have an agreement. They have until October. They can't extend it anymore. Of course, then I started discussing with other companies, like the lithium company, and my ears perked up at that. So the copper company has come back and slapped on the table, worried they're going to lose the deal. Yeah, we're ready to sign. So they still have that in the back pocket. If it comes down to it and none of the other companies are willing to sign, they still have the copper company in the back pocket. And if no one signs, you know, it's 36 cents per share you've lost. Now, the preferred one will be a lithium company. Second one will be the coal filter. But a copper company, you know, I don't think many people will be interested in that, but it's still not bad to be in. But it's not something I'd be interested in. But I thought you'd be interested in an update. They only have till October. It cannot be extended anymore. Now, we was going to speak about, actually, SHOL has run up recently. I said how it was tied to Nkla, and when Nkla runs up, so does SHOL. But remember, Tesla has been running up because of this 5-for-1 split, which on paper doesn't change a thing. Your shares are still worth the same, but as I said with the Apple one, historically Apple shares run up 30% after a split. So people knowing this think the same will happen with Tesla and are piling in. Who knows, Tesla's shares after the split could go up to $800, $900, because people do not do their own research. And other people suddenly seeing Tesla go on a run again, thinking all EV companies are going to go on a run again. So they're piling in. Not into all of them, but into some of them. And don't forget to hit that lovely like button, almost as lovely as me. Helps with the YouTube algorithm and getting the video out to more people. And Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Become part of the Savvy Money Show family. We give each other hints and tips and updates about stocks and shares we talk about on the show. As well as that, you can ask me to look into any share you want, and I don't charge a Discord fee or ask for a Patreon. All I do ask is for you to comment in the box below and hit the like button. Even if you disagree with me, especially if you disagree with me, I like a debate. And if I do something wrong, I want you to call me on it so I can improve the channel. And why not check out the links in the description below? There's lots of others. I've used each one of them myself. I wouldn't give you links if I haven't checked them out myself. If you're looking for a free trading platform which should trade your stocks and shares, you know, you can get a free share worth up to £200 for signing up and depositing a small amount. A free trade only requires a £1 deposit. The others require £100 or dollars, depending on which one you go for. Staq has over 3,500 US stocks on their books, which is the biggest one outside of the US. Whereas Trading 212 is one of the best and easiest platforms to use. But as I said, I use all three. Anyway, on with the show. After all, Neo is still flat and got down after earnings, and it beat on every aspect of earnings. The fact is, I think personally people are pulling their money out, taking profits from Neo and going into Tesla, knowing there's going to be a run up. Now, Caledonian Miner Corporation, spoke about this before, and it's actually down to 14.1. If you went in when I said, you'll have made a profit, and ideally sold. If you haven't and you're still holding, then that's fine. It is okay to hold as a long-term one as well. Has a small volume and gives a small dividend. But this is one of the things I said during it. If you have someone with a lot of shares who suddenly starts profit taking, it can move it. The same way, if you have someone buying a lot of shares, it can move it. I'm buying at 14.10. I sold well above that, and I bought in below that first time round. So I just want to let you know. Plug power. Now, what we have with plug power is what's called as triangle, but if it goes down to 11, it'll drop to 10.75 easy, but it has broken out a little bit, so before coming back, so people are hoping it's going to break out to 11.69. If it does that, it can break up above 12. No. Genius. This is another one of a triangular pattern. If it's broken out of its resistance mark, you see this red trend line, it's broken out of the resistance mark before pulling back. Now, if it carries on going down, we know what can happen. We've seen it before, especially with Genius, but the important thing is it did break its resistance, so therefore it could have another bounce and break, dead cat bounce, and it could go down, or it could go up again and break through the resistance mark again and carry on going up. There isn't really anything more to say about it, but to tell the truth, and if you didn't catch my earlier video, Revolve smashed its earnings, and that's why it went up. We have sorry, that's something else. Right, now I was asked about airlines, and to tell the truth, I think Dart is one of my best. After that, Ryanair. Reason why Ryanair has done well throughout this, it flies to certain areas that no other airline flies to, so it has a monopoly on certain areas. And after that, you may not know this, ticker symbol VLRS. This one is below its price to book, so you might want to check it out. And Skyline Champion Corporation, but this one is a bit more, what can I say, it's a bit more risky. Well, all airlines are risky at the moment. I'm not going into any of them now. One that I'm looking to go into, Archer Daniel Midlands. Now, it's Dividend Aristocrat. It's 3 years off of becoming a dividend king. Gives a 3.24% dividend, which we will get in the day or two. And the P ratio is good. No offense, I think it's good. How am I funding this? Oh, sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Why am I looking for new dividend aristocrats? Here's another one, Merck & Co. I already spoke about this before. Now, I picked this up when it was in the 70 mark. I did a video on it, how it was 70, it was below its intrinsic value, even without COVID-19 vaccine. And this as well has been growing it enough times to be classed. Now, I also want to let you know why I'm selling my Altria. So I sold out of my Altria position and went into AT&T below 30. It was about 29.40, and the reason why is AT&T made some mistakes, but the dividend was at 7%. Altria is at 8, I know, but the AT&T are looking more to the future, whereas Altria are kind of in a declining market. The growth is stagnant, whereas AT&T I think are growing, and I think that they will do well out of 5G, and I think you need to think of yourself, even if you're looking at an ETF, S&P 500 ETF, would you prefer a 2% over the past year, would you prefer a 2% dividend and 17% growth, or an 8% dividend and no growth? So there's that to look at as well. So people can say they're in the MJ market, but that could take years to come to fruition. You know, I'd rather buy AT&T. I came out of Cola because the dividend was higher in Altria, and now I'm coming out of Altria into AT&T. Luckily, they're all in my tax-free account, so I don't have to pay tax when I sell. I'm making a profit on each one, and I understand you may not agree with me, but that's my opinion. I'll see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay savvy, stay investing. Goodbye. And don't forget to stay tuned for my next video, which is going to be why SHLL here has had that run up. Now, it's something I found out. I promise you I'd let you know, so I'll let you know in the next video. Stay safe, stay savvy, stay invested. Goodbye.